little guy. He's always on here with his little 111 subscribers or his 122 subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm just trying to get my subscription up, and then if I'm going to do a podcast or something, but I have to get up to 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to my channel. Do it now. You won't have to do it later. All right. So the thought for today. Since I've already been your age, I can tell you some things that you're going to experience. However, you take this information depends on your personality. Everyone has their own. Some people, you can come across them, you're happy as day, and you start to talk to them, and they give you that, what's so good about it? So, the first thing that you want to do is don't be used to your personality. Do some kind of Google search or something and learn about your personality. I know you had it and you're just accustomed to it and you're just moving forward with your understanding, but there are like gobs of books that'll tell you about different types of personality. So for example, if you meet me, you're going to know I'm clearly happy-go-lucky. I'm a morning person. Okay. So what I had to do, the first thing I had to realize is that when I meet different personalities, they're going to bring me down. That's the first problem you're going to experience when you move out into the workplace. Now, people, your fellow employees, they really don't think about you outside of work. So the number one thing to do is learn everybody's personality and expect them to respond that way. If you got the wherewithal and if you got time, we could do some kind of list of the different types of personalities that you think you're going to meet. The number one question that got me on my interview was, what do you plan to do in the next 5 years? Now, some people have already learned this, but I didn't learn this way until I was older, what that question actually meant. So here's the number one answer, young people. What they are asking is kind of twofold. Do you plan to be with the company in 5 years? That's what they want to know. You don't have to say it, but your answer will give them an inclination on, well, how long you plan to stick around, and if you could. So this is what, if you don't answer this right, they're going to give you a rating overqualified, because you're going to be describing all kinds of stuff that you think you can do, but you're not describing something that you can think that you could use with the company for the next 5 years. So that's what they're asking you. What can you use? Oh, thank you. Cool, dude. Okay, so what they're asking you is, can you be manager or CEO or chief management or something? I seen this movie that was called Back to America. Okay, now you would know this guy by his personality, because he came in as cleaning the floor. It was hilarious, but everybody kind of accepted him. And when the Eddie Murphy came up to him and started working with him, he always made a funny expression after he talked to him, because you have to imagine Eddie Murphy is a king. So now he's trying to deal with somebody who is just thinks that uh, uh, moving up to fries is a promotion. And then if he does really good in 3 years, he could be the assistant manager. So it isn't that he doesn't want to be the assistant manager now. It's just that his mindset and his personality and yours, uh, that's how you're looking at the job. So um, you take your answers and kind of use them like his. He told them what he plans to do for that company or with that company in 5 years. In 2 years, I'm going to move up to assistant manager. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many of you know this, but the assistant manager doesn't make that much more than regular employees. Probably like $2 or something like that. But the title is good. Okay, so watch that movie, get a depiction of that guy, because anytime he's shown, he was a white guy and whatever. Anytime he was shown, he had that type of mentality. So you can kind of pick that up with people, but you don't want that to bring you down. So, for example, whenever Eddie talked to him, he had to kind of change his demeanor. He's like, okay, this guy's not going nowhere. Anyway, you are adults. I probably over explained it. Okay. So, full stop on that. Now, uh, when you come in to a company, they'll usually give you a uniform or something like that there. You're going to be it's going to be a burden or a problem for the employer. And some of the major corporations will give you a uniform and they will clean them for you. But then that's a problem because it's an expense. You're trying to make $20 an hour. Now you expect them to clean your uniforms. Then you got to have uniform day, and the uniform guys, they forget your uniform, so you got to wear a dirty one anyway. Or even worse, you got to work without one. But if you're in that kind of company where you have to have a uniform, chances are pretty good you're going to have to look forward to wearing a dirty uniform. Okay. So what you want to do is offer the solution. Hey, I'll wash my own clothes. All right. So you want to come in talking about ways to save their company some money. So it's your mentality. Okay. So you don't want to be overqualified and not get the job, or you want to get the job and do stuff that makes you not a nuisance. Wash your own clothes. If an area that you're in needs to be cool or something like this here, well, I do what I can. Snoop Doggy Dog. Snoop Doggy Dog was here. Okay, so, but I finally got an inclination because I've never seen him with Snoop Doogie Dog or Doggy Dog. How tall that Joker is. Sheesh. For example, he was doing some kind of special, and I guess he could sing. They didn't want him to sing rap, but they wanted him to sing. So he kind of stood out a little bit because he wasn't using his singing style. And the people that he was singing with, they weren't also giants. So I kind of got an idea how tall he is. All right. Number two, full stop on that one. What you want to do is figure and not kind of be obvious about it. If you speak your mind, the first thing it's going to be is against the policy. So with work, you just don't want to have no emotion. But if you have that type of personality where you go over and do more, it's going to cause a problem. Okay? So you have to set your mind frame for what I didn't like was no matter what kind of job I got, whatever the position description was, they always had something else to do. Okay? They always asked you to do more than the position description. All right, so you're going to have to be ready for that. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I don't want to do this every day, or I hope this is not part of my position description because you ask me to do more, but my pay is not doing more. All right, you want to get the emotion out of it. There's this theory called Occam Raisin or Occam Razor, and detectives that use it, they will look at all the possibilities and take out the possibilities that don't work. So, for example, if somebody got their head bashed in, chances are pretty good it wasn't grandma that did it, unless she used, a really big object. But grandmas are usually tired, so they might get a good licking or two, but that's usually with a belt. So you eliminate that. And generally, or genuinely, whatever is the last answer standing, then that's where you start your investigation. It's called, in theory, not just the way to go or whatever. What we used to call it is follow the money. Okay. So, like and subscribe to my channel, and tomorrow I'll get on and I'm give you some more clues that you could use right away to make your employer want to help you, because they got the money. You just have to figure out, number one, how to get it. So, for example, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So if they gave you the job, chances are they like you, but they're not. But you don't want them to overwork you. If you have a job that you don't like, it's because you're overworked. If you got the job that you wanted, you're not overworked. See how it goes? Okay, love ya. Oh, I always forget how to turn this off. Maybe the X will do it. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay.